Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Player's Vibe. For those of you who are looking forward for Modern Warfare 3, I'll be giving an in-depth analysis, covering some of the aspects that may show up in the game and in multiplayer. Aside from the current events you'll be seeing in this video, I'll be covering some gameplay aspects such as weapons, interactive environments, the overall scope of the game, and of course I'll be covering some story elements that you may not be able to notice the first time through. Now, some of my findings here, I hope, will show up in the multiplayer scene, while it's most likely possible that most of these elements will only appear in the single player. We have reason to believe that based on the previous games, Infinity Ward will try to integrate as much elements as possible to the multiplayer aspect of Modern Warfare 3.
It doesn't take the most powerful nations on Earth to create the next global conflict. Just the will of a single man.
On a personal note, the scene we just saw depicts a person wearing the same costume as Ghost, but I'll save that for the later parts of the video. So for now, just sit back and get ready for the analysis of the Modern Warfare 3 debut trailer, making its first appearance here today on May 23rd, 2011.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, product not yet rated.
To start things off nicely, we'll be taking it to the gadgets and weapons of Modern Warfare 3. As we've already seen, many of the weapons from the previous games are making an appearance. So let's start off with familiar weapons as demonstrated in the video. So let's kick things off with the M4A1, equipped with an EOTech holographic sight and backed up with a reflex magnifier. I've stated in my previous video that this setup allows the operator to be able to tackle multiple situations from close and far range. Speculation suggests that you'll be able to use your D-pad to enable the flip action, giving players the ability to tackle multiple scenarios. And as I mentioned before, it's very possible that weight may now be able to influence whether you could pull up your sights faster than you normally could without them. And last, the SAS make a return with the MP5 HK 9mm submachine gun. But in the same manner, the HK UMP45 will make a return in Modern Warfare 3, as indicated by the iron sights and the rear stock. As we see here in this scene, the familiar FAMAS, most noteworthy in Modern Warfare 2, will also make a return. And just about one more familiar gun returns, the AK-47 packed with the 7.62 round will make an appearance in Modern Warfare 3, obviously. Now it's time to get to the core of the story and jump right into the campaign section of Modern Warfare 3. So to kick things off, we'll be going to the first quarter of the video, right where the America battle starts. Now it doesn't take a genius to be able to figure out that New York City is being ravaged. And once again, the opponents happen to be Russian, as indicated by the helicopter in the air. The significance of the operating Mi-24 indicates that these may be Russian reinforcements, considering the fact that most of the Russian operatives were taken down by the EMP in the previous game. That, or some of the events in Modern Warfare 3 will take place simultaneously with the previous game Modern Warfare 2. The premise of this idea comes from the fact that there's many operating vehicles not influenced by the EMP shockwave delivered in Washington DC. As far as nuclear missiles go, the effect from the EMP caused by nuclear shockwave in space should be able to knock down the size of half of a country, and I don't see why New York City will be an exception. Taking things to the other side in front, England will now be under attack as well. As indicated by the lack of armored vehicles and airstrikes, the most likely opponent in this setting will be underground terrorist groups. And who better to hijack trains other than terrorists? It appears that the styles of play may be influenced by the setting you'll be in. So in comparison to the American campaign of the game, the events in England will force players to act against guerrilla warfare, and it's likely there'll be a lot of on-rail scenarios, much like the previous game. Roughly midway around the video, Infinity Ward takes us to France, where US American operatives make their way across seas to clear a specific objective. It's very unclear at this point whether the French is fighting with or against the United States, but this portion of the video seems to give us a lot of people with gas masks on. This may be an indicator that chemical warfare will be used in France. And to get a clearer indication, check this video out in the beginning where US Marines are wearing gas masks. Now let's take the battle to Germany, where this time the field of operations may have you include vehicular combat of some form or way. It's unclear at this point whether players will really be able to use those vehicles, but one thing's for sure, vehicles will play a major role in setting up the environment for this portion of the game. In just a few seconds, we will have a reveal of buildings collapsing in Germany, There are currently no true indicators of unscripted dynamic destruction for buildings and environments, so much of the destruction I speculate will be used in the same manner Naughty Dog used for Uncharted 2. But let's hope Infinity Ward will have something up their sleeves and actually make destructible environments part of the gameplay. Many of you may be familiar with this character called Ghost. Infinity Ward made it very clear that he died in Modern Warfare 2, but pay attention to this section of his face. And I will play back a portion of the video from the reveal to show that it's possible that someone may be cosplaying as Ghost, or actually Ghost coming back to Modern Warfare 3. Look closely, there are striking similarities between the way his head is shaped and the mask reflecting off the side from the fire. This of course is just a common speculation for the character Ghost returning in Modern Warfare 3. However, I do not believe it's him himself returning. Instead, I'm sure Infinity Ward has come up with somebody to make it look like we got Ghost coming back, but it's probably someone dressed as him. And the rest is history. With battles ravaging all across the world, who knows what's going to happen in Modern Warfare 3? Well, one thing's for sure. Each part of the game will allow you to experience different styles of play based on the operators, such as the Navy SEALs. Well, at this point Infinity Ward's pulling off scenarios that look like to be the end of the world, with places like New York going underwater and England being bombarded by air forces. Hopefully the campaign will deliver nothing short of intense, considering the extraordinary expectation and the high demand for a satisfying and rewarding gameplay. It is our hopes that Infinity Ward puts the appropriate closure to the trilogy, and the success of Modern Warfare 3 will depend on whether or not the multiplayer will pull through in its part. Well, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. This is Gambit VII, and as always, stay sharp.